You're welcome, History Meme community, for providing the best meme of the week. I just want to know why no one has used this video in a meme showing Winston Churchill's reaction when Pearl Harbor was attacked. This is literally what he probably did because he knew that was going to pull America into the war. Then a few hours goes by and 40,000 upvotes later, this man was on it. Good for him. Just glad everyone thought it was as funny as I did in my head. Oh, and it actually looks like it's the most top voted post of the month too. Even people on Instagram are tagging me for the pages that repost it. There's been some interesting people on Twitter also reposting it. I just think it's so funny because everyone knows this man was happy. He had to have been happy. Honestly, there's no way I'm gonna be able to top this. I don't think I have any other meme ideas. How I Picture 1799 versus How I Picture 1801. Literally straight from the Renaissance to the Industrial Age, all in like 12 months. This is such a genius icon to use for this meme since this is a civilization icon. Ah yes, a major moment in history where a British man tried to blend in with the French. I mean, honestly, is there anything more French than this last name? This was during WW1 and I guess resulted in an Allied victory, so he did his job. You win Luxembourg's first gold medal! The organizers never expected your country to win and don't know what your anthem is. RIP Luxembourg. It's been a while since I've heard it myself. I definitely wouldn't recognize this. I feel like it was like a secondary French anthem. The band during the 1952 Olympics never expected Luxembourg to win, so they never bothered to even learn how to play it. That's painful. Oh no, not another one of these bowling alley animations. I've seen some pretty horrible ones. And this one is definitely going to be up there. I know exactly what that plane is about to do. That plane, that's a bowling ball. That is a black and white bowling. I just need at least one bowling alley in America to play all these great internet bowling alley animations. This was the USS Texas trying to increase its range on D-Day.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
I would disagree. I think it was a pretty big brain move. Basically, they ended up flooding their rear compartments in order to increase the angle of fire. That's kind of a galaxy brain move. What is he talking about? One of those low quality ones.
Schwerer Panzer-Spähwagen 7,5 cm Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234 4
Is that how you actually pronounce that? Wasn't funny, but educational. It's literally my entire channel summarized too. Well, I can hope. I can only hope. Your puny T-34 is no match for my mighty Tigers, Soviet. Ha! Even when I outnumbered 2-1, I could still, let's turn west for now. I'm fricked, aren't I, USA? Yes, you are. Gotta love those Soviet tactics. Just throw a bunch of numbers at your enemy until you win. Archaeologists seeing the value in 2,000-year-old Roman garbage dumps. Yeah, I really gotta start investing in those Roman garbage dumps. What a return rate. Frick camouflage. We die in drip. Militaries back in the day just had the right idea. If I'm gonna run out into this battlefield and sacrifice myself, I better look good dead. Genghis Khan and Zeus competing over who can impregnate more women. Seeing how there's 16 million real-life descendants of Genghis Khan, I'm just gonna say this guy. Oh wait, and that was in 2003, it's more now. This man watching from the afterlife as his most well-known song, which was supposed to signify the entrance of brave and fierce gladiators, gets associated with clowns and stupid people. I've covered this many times. I thought he wanted this, to be played as you enter the battlefield. How can anyone listen to this tune and think of anything else but clowns? Like, it's just so funny. Dolly Parton, Elvis Presley, and Charlie Chaplin all losing a look-alike contest about themselves. I'm always shocked at how different Elvis looked later in his life. Like, he looked nothing like the way I imagine him. That's kind of mean. I know he's old, but damn. Fidel Castro pointing out the contaminated diving suit, also pointing out the poisoned ball pen, even finding the exploding cigar. And here lies the CIA just crying because they can't get away with anything. Man was just too good at hide and seek somehow. King of England dies. His successor, knowing he's just going to undo all of his legislation, piss off landowners, and start a BS war against France again. Oh, why did you have to go? Imagine being the leader of England and not fighting France. It goes against your whole identity. Native Americans, when the US government breaks a treaty for basically the 1000th time. They really had faith that we would eventually stop. So depressing. A thumbnail from the Netflix show Roman Empire. Meanwhile, the Financial Times reporting Netflix falls 25% after revealing drop in streaming subscribers. A lot of history fans were not a fan of this show because they got the helmets wrong. This is a Greek helmet, not a Roman helmet. Is anyone surprised at this point? I mean, Netflix has been making bad shows for years now. I love the business model of Netflix paying millions of dollars to make crap content, while YouTube just allows everyone to make crap content and they reap the benefits. It's all profit, baby. Graffiti in the 1940s, Kilroy was here, often referred to as the very first meme of the 20th century, versus the ancient graffiti on April 19th. I made bread. Honestly, if I ever just made a loaf of bread, I'd probably want to vandalize some public property too. People debating if katanas are better than European longswords, but at the same time, me, who's an intellectual, you don't even need any arrows, you just need these bad boys. You could parry the blades, take the string against your enemy's neck and pull it. No, but ranged weapons are pretty good. King Arthur, I want to have a table that's round so that every seat is equal. Merlin makes a special chair that only the hero of the prophecy can sit in. You had one job, Merlin. I guess he was just doing a little bit of trolling. Reading through world history, trying to find an example of the good old days. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, me and the boys going down to the town square to watch a public execution does sound like the good old days to me. That is until me and the boys are the ones being publicly executed. Cats on their way to destroy an entire ecosystem during colonization. Are cats too OP? I also made an entire group of people think they were God. Someone's got to nerf cats. World War I starts. Allied powers. We need manpower. The Russian Empire providing 12 million soldiers. Meanwhile, Andorra giving. Oh, that is cute. And you know what? Each one of those volunteers was probably made with a whole lot of love. I mean, give them some credit. That was like half their population. Teacher rejects Austrian artist. What happens next will shock you. I don't know what channel this is, but man, he's getting some views. 4.3 million? I just hope this man stays doing YouTube. The waifu war has lasted longer than both world wars put together and doubled. Neon Genesis has been running since 1995. So yeah, 4 plus 6, 20 years, once doubled. Wow. Waifu Wars is coming for that 100-year war title. Fellas, if your girl likes wings and wears red, also if she loves horses, she might be a horse girl? No, run away! It's not your girl, it's a Polish winged hussar. Why would I run? That is exactly what I'm looking for. Calling the water body between Europe, Africa, and Asia the Mediterranean Sea, which literally means in the middle of the land, versus calling that freaking lake Mare Nostrum, because you conquered every single civilization around it, and now you can literally call it RC. Yeah, gotta admit, that is a little bit more based. I had no idea that word was Latin for RC. Oh, and that's why the Italians think that they just can control everything around the Mediterranean. Funny, Benito. OJ attending the people aren't even gonna know what this. Okay, I'm just gonna include it. When you're an Egyptian just hanging out one evening, and suddenly all the Hebrews start smearing lamb blood on their doorways. Wait a second. They're out to get me, Jerry. Turkey during World War II. My job here is done. The Allies, but you didn't do anything. Psh, leaves and refuses to elaborate further. They declared war on Germany in February 1945, and Germany surrendered 2 months later. Maybe in reality, they actually did a whole lot. They scared Germany so bad, they just had to get out of the war. Southeast Asia? You mean the Balkans expansion pack? Seriously, the world has not dropped a better DLC since this. I just love that the developers are continuing to support this game. This Marcus Crassus of Rome guy had his own firefighting force. When a fire broke out, he forced people living nearby to sell their houses to him. Only then would he send his firefighters to extinguish the flames. Should be noted that this man was ultimately oofed by the people pouring molten gold down his, okay. Maybe not the greatest business strategy out there then. Alaska, after being traded from a meme country to another meme country. Russia to the USA. Doesn't get any more memey than that. MacArthur in 1950, when he had the bright idea on how to combat the Chinese.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
Yeah, Truman's not gonna like that. That's I think, better use of this audio. Using nukes is not necessarily a galaxy brain move all the time. Europe fighting Napoleon. Meanwhile, Japan making tentacle anime. We'll just say anime. They were doing that back in 1814. It's been a weird history with that stuff. Speaking of the early 1800s, we have the USA going after Canada, but wait. Oh, they have a force ready to help. Yeah, this is the War of 1812 when Canada brought in the British Empire. I don't know if us Americans were expecting that. I would assume we were, but the meme's still funny. Bring Romans forward in time. Expectation? What the heck? Oh, that's just an attack helicopter. In reality, the Romans would more be like, you have 30 seconds to explain why Germans exist. Oh, yeah, I forgot they weren't necessarily the biggest fans. Wait till they hear their descendants in Italy became an ally at one point. Japan, secluding itself from the world for over 250 years. I want to knock on this the store and yell at the cat, open the country, stop having it be closed. PSA, hey you! Yes, you! Are you an ambitious Roman general? Do you want to conquer Persia like your hero Alexander? Very original choice, by the way. Oh yeah. You do? That's great. But before you start planning the triumph with treasures from Persia, just remember these 3 Ds. Don't. It'll end badly for you. Let me explain why. Alexander, Giga-Chad, the Persia he fought, not very Giga-Chad. You're not Alexander, and the Persia you'll be fighting, much scarier. Still think you can do it? So did these folks. Killed, defeated, killed, captured, and tortured, stalemate, nearly lost entire empire. But, I hear you say, what about Trajan? Rome was at its greatest extent at that point, and he was sexy. Yeah, no. Number 1, all of Trajan's Persian gangs were receded a few months by his successor Hadrian. And number 2, Trajan was this person, the best emperor you're now Trajan. In conclusion, war with Persia equals death and defeat. Maybe attack Arabia instead? Can we get a Ned's Declassified Roman Survival Guide show? Any good WW1 movie recommendations? WW1 movies, pretty much starving. Randomly WW2 movie recommendations. I don't know why people feel the need to suggest WW2 movies when I ask about WW1, but alright, can confirm this happens. Hilter, after breaking the first Treaty of Versailles restrictions, I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Oh, he definitely would. That's all I did is alter. 5,000 BC MFers when the sun does something unusual. Let's see, we have a couple choices here to make. I think I'll just go with one of these. Doesn't really matter which one. Denmark's army on bikes, watching German tanks roll into the battlefield. I would have just immediately looked over at whoever was next to me and been like, we're only gonna last for like 6 hours, aren't we? Honey, tell me what's wrong. Why is it that when a civil war happens, the side which controls the North usually wins? Oh crap, they have a point. The American Civil War, the Vietnamese Civil War, German unification, Spain. What about Russia? I'm sure there's definitely some outliers, but Obi-Wan tried to warn us about the high ground. And big thanks to Drew's sexy girlfriend.
Young waifu.
I stole Drew's pet dog.
Argentinian grandpa.
AryanAfterHours.
aPhatNarwhal.
Alex Whitley is Mega Chat.
Barnsky W.
Canadian Union.
Gaming
Candy
Nuts.
Cane 789.
LuxembourgLover.
Majestic Unicorn.
Max Cooper.
Mimoshiki.
Nora the Bold.
Ortin
5
Smiling Lovers.
Philipp RF.
Robert
RyeThePie.
The Mexican 760.
And why am I doing this?